Do you ever let yourself cry? Like really cry, gut-wrenchingly cry. It's maybe a sad topic to talk about, but for me, I think it's essential to talk about because I strongly believe in the importance of releasing emotions. I feel like our society today is just pent up anger, pent up emotions, and we're not even allowed to release them. I was at workshop, a couple weeks ago, and we had this safe space to scream and yell. And some of these people in the group are in their 30s and their 40s, and they never allow themselves to do that because they live in cities or apartments where if they started screaming and yelling and crying hysterically, someone would call the cops. That's the society we live in. It's like, how can we live our life repressing emotions all the time? One, don't cry that often. And I don't enjoy crying, or I don't want to scream. When I was younger, I used to scream a lot. Anyone can tell you that. And through meditation, I shifted my habit patterns of screaming hysterically to changing really my habit patterns to react in a more gentle and loving way. And I'm not in that habit pattern like I used to be. But I find it so important that if I ever feel sad, to not push it down, to go, okay, I'm sad. I'm going to take a moment. And sometimes I sit and it's 5 minutes of meditation and letting the tears flow. It could be 5 minutes, but then it's gone. It's not pushed down. The sadness doesn't come out sideways in other areas of my life, or outbursts in other relationships. It's fully felt, released, and cleared. And I think that is so important. Our emotional life affects our business life. When I was sad or in the middle of breakups, or sad things happening, death of a family member or whatever, then I would have to be working and teaching and be professional. And humans are very connected. We can feel energy. We can feel when someone's sad. So I would want to clear that, be clear, so I could be 100% present with my client, or even vulnerable and authentic and say, hey, this is where I'm at right now. Often when I started teaching sessions, or even in coaching or any group facilitation, it's the first question I ask, like, where are you at right now? And I gauge the room. Show me with 1 to 5, how you're feeling. 5 being amazing, 1 being horrible. And I automatically can gauge the room. And if there's low energy, I'll adjust the class. And that's part of almost intuitive teaching, intuitive facilitating, which I would say most teachers are. We need to be intuitive when we're in front of the class. We need to be intuitive when we're in front of that student or that client. And I think maybe business professionals underestimate their acknowledgement of how in tuned and intuitive they are too, because when you're in a very important business meeting or a board meeting or one-to-one meeting, what are you going to say next? What question are you going to ask? How are you going to feel and be and react? It's quite through intuition, I think. I think a lot of people are more intuitive than they give themselves credit for. And so just to be conscious of that. But going back to feeling our emotions and sadness, that's the advice. I remember back in the day, I had a friend call me and she just broke up with her partner. And she's like, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I do? And I was like, sit. She called me to feel better. She wanted some, friendly advice. I said, sit and cry. She's like, what? Like, what? I'm like, yeah, sit and process that. Process those emotions. Clear them. You don't want to hold that sadness and that negativity for months and then maybe block yourself from meeting another person, or that other person feels that sadness or sees that you're not over the previous partner, whatever the case. Like, feel the sadness. This is sad. This is so sad. Cry. Sit and cry. Don't try to make yourself feel better. Sit in that pain. We don't want to feel pain. We don't want to feel pain. Oh, I'll go and have some ice cream. I'll go and have some chocolate. I'm no better. Just today I was like, oh, I would like, to grab some chocolate. It's just like a unconscious, like, oh, I just want to, comfort myself with some sugar. And sugar is the last thing that's going to make me feel better. But it's just that I'm conscious of it and I watch myself go in that. And then it becomes a choice. Do I want to make myself feel bad, or do I want to make myself feel better and maybe go for fruit, or then it becomes conscious. But often we're unconscious. We're walking around unconscious. Grab a beer, grab grab something to push some of these emotions down, instead of sitting, crying, yelling, feeling in our body. And I guarantee that clears things. Some people, oh no, I get a headache. I feel so tired after I cry. Yeah, me too. I'm exhausted. And then ask yourself, what do I need? Okay, I need a 20-minute nap. Okay, a good cry, some yelling in a safe place. Could be crying in a pillow, screaming in a pillow. It could be the action of yelling, but not actually vocalizing that yell. It could just be like, it could be dancing, shaking, release, however you want to release this sadness or this anger. Another video we talked about the anger, but here it's sadness. Be in that sadness. Cry. Let yourself cry. Don't try and stop it. Sit, cry as long as you can. You're exhausted. Have a little nap. Be gentle with yourself. Come back. It's gone. The day is gone. The issue might have passed. The next day, the issue might be better. Unless you may be in a habit pattern. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, maybe there's some who cry all day, every day, and that doesn't pacify you. There may be depression. There may be some professional who can help you with that. You know yourself. Ask yourself, what do I need in this moment? It might not be more crying. It might be, okay, I need to shift. I've been crying too long. Now I'm going into depression. To fix depression is to help another person. How can I help another person now? And go out and help another person. Do a good deed. I watched a video the other day and they were talking about that. Someone came into their clinic and severely depressed and suicidal, and their prescription was one kind act that day. The next day, 2 kind acts. 2 generous things, not thinking about yourself, but thinking about others, and realizing, wow, we do have the power to contribute. We do have the power to help others. When we don't think about ourselves, we can be of service and help the world. And of course, the depression, washes away with that. We have so much power. We have so much power to heal ourselves physically, mentally, spiritually, in all spheres of our life, financially. Where do you want to be? The lifestyle that you want. What do you dream of? What's your wildest dreams? You can manifest that. You can manifest that if you take inspired action. I always encourage slowing down your life. Slow down your life a little. Listen to yourself. You have all of your answers. You have all of this knowledge inside of you. And it's there and it's guiding you, but it's so subtle, it's so quiet, and it's so subtle. And if you don't listen, then you can pass it. And if you listen but you're too scared, you may not take that inspired action, which will lead to the next good thing, to the next good thing, to the good thing. So with all of that, I just encourage you, feel your emotions, don't push them aside. Be clear. The more clear you are, the lighter you'll feel, the easier it is for you to be able to manifest the desires and the dreams that you have in your life. Please write in the comments below what good deed you're going to do today to make you feel better. Or if you cried today, whatever you want to share. And please like, share, subscribe to this channel, and continue to follow along. Send me messages about maybe areas and topics that you want me to talk about. I'm here for that. I'm often going through the same thing that you're going through wherever I'm in the world, or I have gone through it and how I got out of that. I just want to share any bits of knowledge, and I'm on this journey to help you feel more connected to yourself, have more clarity in your life, and to be able to manifest this magical life that you deserve.